What's up, yo guys? It's your boy, A to the motherfucking J. What's up, you guys? It's your boy, A to the J, with another video for you guys today. And today is different. I'm not gonna be singing. I'm gonna be doing my first reaction video, you guys. My first reaction video, and it's gonna be Who Killed Batman's Parents? Comic Book Misconceptions by NerdSync, you guys. So let's do this. Let's get to it. But before we get to it, I want to say I don't know who killed Batman's parents. I read plenty of comic books where it is some dude named Jack Chill, I think. And then there's other comic books where say it's somebody else, and then most other comic books says that it's unknown who killed his parents. Some people, in some comic books, it says that Joker has something to do with it. In movies, I think it's movies, that it says Joker was the one who killed his parents before he ever became the Joker. There's so many misconceptions and misunderstandings. I want to know who killed Batman's parents, and I'm pretty sure a lot of Batman fans do. I'm not a big Batman fan. Yes, I love Batman, by the way, but I'm not a big Batman fan. I'm more of a Marvel fan. But get into this video. Let's do this thing, man. Let's go.
This video is sponsored by Loot Crate, the monthly subscription service for epic geek and gamer items and pop culture gear. Batman's origin is one of the most well-known of any comic book character. That's probably due in no small part to the countless movies and TV shows that throw it in our faces every chance they get as if we've forgotten. And because of all these adaptations, there's been a little bit of confusion around who exactly is the person who killed Thomas and Martha Wayne. So, let's clear some stuff up today. Welcome to Comic Misconceptions, I'm Scott, and today we're tackling one of the most requested episodes for this show. Heck, I'm confident in saying that it is the most requested episode. I know we all probably know the basics of Batman's origin, but just indulge me as I go over it one more time. When Bruce Wayne was a child, he was walking with his parents on one dark night, wordplay, when a mugger shoots and kills Thomas and Martha, spares Bruce, and flees the scene. Smash cut to many years later when Bruce uses that tragedy in his life to fuel his career as the Batman. Bonus trivia: while the street the Waynes were killed on is commonly known as Crime Alley, its original name was Park Row. We first see this story take place in Detective Comics number 33 from 1939, just a few months after Batman's debut. But it wasn't until almost a decade later that we find out who the killer was in Batman number 47 from 1948. That man's name is none other than Joe Chill. We get another flashback to the night, and we find out a few small but interesting details. For example, there was something in Bruce's eyes as he stared down Joe Chill in anger that unnerved Chill, which made him retreat. This is important for later, but I also wanted to point out something that hasn't ever really stayed canon in any other tellings of the story. Joe Chill only fired one shot. The flashback shows that Chill shot and killed Thomas Wayne only. Martha actually died because her heart stopped from the shock of it all, but as I said, this never really stuck. Either way, Joe Chill got away that day and was never caught. When Batman sees Chill's face in a photo, he instantly recognizes him as the man who murdered his parents. So he goes to confront Chill after all these years, and Batman reveals his true identity as Bruce Wayne, and he vows to never let Chill out of his sight. Once he makes a mistake, Batman will be there to take him down. Chill goes off running, telling his henchmen that he knows who Batman is because he killed his father. Again, in this story, he didn't technically kill Martha. This turns out to be a bad move for Chill because he basically outs himself as the reason why Batman exists, and as you can imagine, the other criminals are not happy with this. If it weren't for Chill killing Batman's father, then Batman wouldn't exist in the first place, so everything that Batman has done to these criminals is essentially Chill's fault. Understandably, they all shoot him, but they do so before learning the identity of Batman, and with that, Batman marks the case of his parents' deaths closed after all these years. Joe Chill was established as the killer of Thomas and Martha Wayne for a really long time. There have even been different iterations of him, from just some random mugger, a hired hitman for the mafia, or even a mid-level crime boss, depending on which continuity you go by. Regardless of his position in the criminal underworld, Chill has traditionally been accepted as the killer of the Waynes. This all changed in 1994 when we got Batman #0, which shows us that the case of the Wayne murders was never solved. It says that the killer's identity would never become known. Instead, he would become a, quote, symbol of the faceless crime lurking in every shadow, striking without warning, snuffing lives precious only to those whose futures are shattered by the loss, end quote. That would be the fuel Bruce would need to fight crime in Gotham as Batman. It would not just be one killer that he wants revenge against, but all of them. The idea that the case was left unsolved continued for a bit until Infinite Crisis, an event in the DC universe that altered some of the continuity of the comics. In this new reality, it was once again established that Joe Chill was not only responsible for the deaths of Batman's parents, but also that he was caught and convicted for his crimes. When the DC universe was rebooted again later in the New 52, we see Bruce Wayne tracking down and confronting Chill in Batman: The Dark Knight #0. He wants to know who hired Chill to kill his parents. Bruce is expecting to unravel some big conspiracy with Chill as the assassin in the middle of it all, but what he finds is that Chill had no idea who Bruce's parents were. There was no murder plot. Chill simply saw Martha's pearl necklace, and he wanted to sell them for money that he could use to buy alcohol. He was simply startled when Martha screamed, and he pulled the trigger. So in the comics, it's fairly consistent that it was Joe Chill who was responsible. There are other comics out there that imply that some other characters may have had a hand in the murders, but those are often quickly dismissed. So where does the confusion about who killed the Waynes come from? Most likely a lot of it comes from not the comics, but from other movies and TV shows. Gotham, for example, has made this huge mystery surrounding the case that they still haven't completely solved yet. Plus, in the 1989 Batman movie, it's actually Joker who kills Batman's parents. Well, technically it was a young Jack Napier who kills them. He didn't become Joker until many years later when he had a run-in with Batman in a chemical vat. You know the story. Joe Chill isn't in the movie at all, actually. However, some have speculated this goon, who's alongside Jack in the flashback, to be Joe Chill. However, it's more likely that he's simply a younger version of Bob the Goon, this character here, since he and the Joker seem to have a close friendship, you know, until Joker kills him. The two also echo very similar lines during both of the origin scenes of the movie. During Batman's origin, he shouts, quote, "Let's go, Jack," while during Joker's origin, he shouts, quote, "Jack, let's go." Could be nothing. But interestingly, the original script for this movie did feature Joe Chill as the murderer. After he kills Thomas and Martha, he points a gun at Bruce, but he can't pull the trigger. Bruce looks back at him with an expression of almost demonic rage. He is unnerved by Bruce's gaze and runs off into the night, just like what we saw back in the first comic that showed Joe Chill as the killer. In the draft, Chill was sent by Joker to kill the Waynes as a part of a conspiracy to kick off a political campaign that would give Joker free reign over Gotham. So Joker would still have been connected to Batman's origin in this way, just not as the man who pulled the trigger like it's played out in the film. At the end of the day, it almost always lands back on Joe Chill. If it's not him, then it's usually left unsolved. But none of this really matters, since Batman probably doesn't even remember the death of his parents. Right? What do you guys think? Do you prefer Joe Chill as the killer, or do you prefer that the murder case be left unsolved to add some more mystery to the Dark Knight's origin? Or perhaps you like the idea of Joker being responsible so that the two of them can be even more intertwined in each other's lives? Write out all of your thoughts in the comments below. And if you were wondering, this video was sponsored by Loot Crate, a monthly subscription service for epic geek and gamer items and pop culture gear. For less than $20 a month, you get 6 to 8 items that include licensed gear, apparel, collectibles, unique, one-of-a-kind items, and more. Loot Crate has supported YouTubers since the company launched, and subscribing to Loot Crate supports content creators. So supporting to Loot Crate helps support this channel. I myself am subscribed to Loot Crate. I have a few of their items up on the shelves back here. Each month is themed, and this month is the return of villains. Fairly appropriate for this video, I think. Whether they're terrifying or tragic, something about bad guys and gals is just plain fun. So join Loot Crate as they celebrate the darker side with epic items from Marvel, another exclusive DC figure, a unique wearable that they've never put in a crate before, and more. I'm legitimately excited for all of those things. Sign up today at lootcrate.com/nerdsync and enter the code NERDSYNC to save 10% on any new subscription. You have until August 19th at 9 p.m. PST to subscribe and receive the Villains 2 themed August crate. That is today, you guys, so make sure you hit that link in the description so you don't miss out. And if this is your first time hanging out with us here at NerdSync, we make new videos every week that ask questions and examine comics beyond the surface because we believe that doing so can actually enhance your comic book reading experience and make comics just a little bit more awesome. So make sure you hit that big sexy subscribe button so you don't miss out on anything. Once again, I'm Scott. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you guys on Friday for another video. See ya.
Okay, you guys, that was the video. I personally learned something new. I already knew a lot of the stuff on there, as you may have noticed. It was Joe Chill for one, not Jack. And the other thing I didn't know was about that comic book where he basically had the identity of Batman and they killed him before ever getting the name of who Batman is. And they killed him because he was the one who came up with the killing them, and so I don't get it. And I'm not going to basically waste my brain cells trying to get that. Information for this video gonna be in the description. Like and subscribe to your boy A to the J here. Peace and love. Deuces.